Did you know the average book sells about 250 copies in its lifetime? Imagine pouring your heart and soul and money and time and resources into something that only a couple of hundred people will get. And unfortunately, probably most of those are friends and family and sphere of influence. Well, here's how my company smashes that in week one and continues to smash it. You see, there are 5 really key elements that I want to go over with you today to ensure that your book launch is mega successful. By the way, I'm Rob Kosberg. I'm the best-selling author of Publish, Promote, Profit, which has sold about 100,000 copies and has generated millions of dollars in business for my company, Bestseller Publishing. We've also helped over 2,000 authors to write, publish, and launch their books to bestseller, and we can potentially help you as well. So here are the 5 things that you need to pay really careful attention to so that your book launch is mega successful. Number 1, you want to make sure that your cover and your title speaks directly to your ideal client. So an example, my client, Russell Brunson, we helped him launch .com Secrets a number of years ago. And of course, he's written several books since that time, Expert Secrets, Traffic Secrets, and the 30 Days book, which I was actually one of the people that was featured in that book. Russell calls out exactly who it is that would be a good fit for this book. .com Secrets, the underground playbook for growing your company online with sales funnels. Of course, he launched his company, ClickFunnels, on the heels of this book. ClickFunnels went on and has gone on to serve hundreds of thousands of people every single year and makes hundreds of millions of dollars yearly. In fact, I did an interview with Russell not that long ago, and Russell talked about how his book and books actually are the driving force of bringing on new customers into his software business. So you need to make sure that your cover and that your title speaks directly to the pain, the difficulties, the desires of your ideal client, who it is that you're trying to reach, who it is that you want to not just buy your book, but perhaps buy your services, work with you, etc. That's what I do with Publish, Promote, Profit, and my other books. I speak directly to my ideal client. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to make sure that your book is search engine optimized for people to find it. Now, there's going to be lots of things that you're going to do to get people to find your book. So making sure that your book is findable on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, et cetera, is only one part of it, but it's a really important part. Amazon allows you to do some amazing things, and they sell more books than the next 10 publishing platforms combined. So they're your friend. They want to sell books. That's how they're making money. And when they sell your book, you're going to make money as well. So what do you need? Well, you need a search engine optimized description. That's more than just keywords. There's a lot of elements to it. In fact, your entire page, your Amazon listing page, can be built like a landing page with beautiful additional images and vibrant copy and content. Amazon calls this A+ content. And a lot of publishers and certainly authors know very, very little about this. And let me tell you, if you don't do it, then you're probably going to lose out to somebody else who did do it correctly. I did that with my book with Write with AI. I wrote this book a year ago, and I wrote this specifically because we have a software that serves people that are using AI. And this book, from the time that I launched it a year ago until this very day, is a bestseller on Amazon, and it's selling just under 1,000 copies a month, completely organically, sending me traffic, sending me buyers, not just for my book, but also for my software as well. And it's all happening organically. You need to do the same thing to ensure not just your launch, but what happens after your launch. That's number 2. Number 3, you need to make sure that your book looks like a rock star by having a lot of 5-star reviews. We tell our clients you really need to have 50 to 100 5-star reviews right out of the gate in the first 30 days. So if you know anything about getting reviews, you know how hard it is. And yet, it's really important to do. So you can obviously do that with a lot of elbow grease. We actually do that for our clients. We do that because we have over 2,000 past clients that we've been serving for the last 14 years. And we've built this massive group of authors and readers that our review team can go out and get reviews for our clients' books. So we recommend 50 to 100 reviews right out of the gate. That is number 3. Number 4, you want to make sure that you put your book in front of its ideal audience in every way possible. We were very fortunate to help our clients, Jay Abraham here and Roland Frazier, forward by Tony Robbins, do this book, Business Wealth Without Risk, and actually became, I think, the #5 bestseller on the Wall Street Journal list and in the top 10 USA Today as well. How did we do that? Well, we did that a number of different ways, but number one, if you have a great cover and a great title and you've spoken directly to your ideal client, then when you use advertising, for example, all you need to do is find the websites, find the podcast, find the places, the blogs that your people are at. So for Business Wealth Without Risk, this is for people that are entrepreneurs. All we had to do was find the entrepreneurial podcast, the entrepreneurial websites, and we advertised that book and put this book and both Jay and Roland and this cover in front of people, and people bought it because it fit for them. You can do the exact same thing. And I don't want to make this more complicated than it is. Find, if you have a really narrow market, and you should, and you have a real narrow message, and you should, then if you put that message in front of the right people, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to buy it. Now, we also recommend doing press releases. We do 3 press releases during launch week. Each one goes out to about 1,000 real media companies like, you know, ABC Tucson and the Miami Herald and the Orlando Sun Sentinel. And these may not be the largest, although they go out to the larger ones as well. But remember, when it's going out to 1,000, if 200 pick it up, we now have hundreds of thousands of eyeballs just from a couple of press releases that we send out. And last but not least, when it comes to putting them in front of your ideal audience, you want to make sure that you use social media. Social media is a great place to put your book in front of its ideal client. That's number 4. Number 5, and finally, you want to keep using your book. This is a mistake that a lot of authors make. They think, well, they're just going to cross their fingers and Amazon and you know, the magicians are going to magically send people to them. You need to use your book. And there's lots of different ways you can use it. You can use your book with book funnels. That's what I do with both Write with AI and with Publish, Promote, Profit. And Publish, Promote, Profit is a book that is 7 years old, and it continues to send me new clients every single month because of the advertising that we do of the book on social media. So book funnels, advertising, even direct mail. This is my client, Jennifer Eggers. We helped her with her book, Resilience. And what Jennifer does is she serves the C-suite, helping the C-suite to deal with problems in their corporate environments. Jennifer and I did an interview not long ago. We're actually working on book number 2 for Jennifer. And in that interview, Jennifer shared that she mailed out 200 copies of her book to her C-suite audience, yes, for free. And over a 2-year period, she got $500,000 worth of new business from those 200 books that were sent out. Now, Jennifer sells a very high ticket thing, right? And she knows exactly who her ideal clients are. But if you keep putting your book in front of your ideal clients, amazing, amazing things happen for you. So those are the 5 things that you need to do to crush your book launch and to continue crushing. And now there's lots of nuance to all of these things. And you really have 2 options. One option is to figure out the nuance and kind of go at this path alone. Another is to get some help and coaching and maybe see if we're fit to work together. So on this page, there's a very simple application where you can tell us a little bit about your book, a little bit about yourself. We'd like to see if we could be a good fit to maybe do your book launch or maybe help you with media and PR, maybe do advertising for you. I don't know. Either way, that coaching call will be very valuable to you. We'll help you as best we can, and then we'll see if we're fit to work together. So go ahead, fill the application out, and let's talk. Thanks so much. I hope your book is super successful. Take a minute, fill out the application now, and can't wait to see you become a bestseller.
So if you don't know Rob, he is one of the kings of helping people get the idea of a book out of their mind onto pages and into the marketplace. I've seen him do it with people over and over and over and over again. I don't think there's anyone in this world who's published more successful books than Rob.
Now I've got a really lovely, 8-piece lead magnet that we're using as part of a a Facebook ad campaign with a great email follow-up, and it's just, it works forever.
My father has published a few books. He went through the traditional publishing route and didn't have the best experience, and then worked with Rob and his team and had an amazing experience.
I know bestseller publishing is a great asset for anyone out there that needs to come out with a book or build your brand, because that's exactly what I wanted to do.
If you want to understand like how to get this stuff out of your brain onto pages, and how to get the book and use it as a tool to grow your company, to build your positioning, to anchor you in the market as the authority, as the expert, as the leader, this book will help walk you through that process. It'll also show you how to sell your book and how to make money from it as well.
This is how I got on Shark Tank, because I had my book.
Yeah.
And thank God I was promoting it myself, because the publisher wasn't doing anything to help me. But I know that anybody out there that's thinking about a book, and that's what bestseller publishing does.
Yeah.
This is the place to be. You not only show them how to come out with a book, but how to market it, and how to get on those shows, and how to promote it, and become very successful.
Yeah.
The book launched, and we were, with some help, clever about call to actions in the book, in the front, at the end of each chapter, etc. And it's turned into, I don't know, like probably $350,000 worth of business. It's only been a few weeks.
Holy cow.
Yeah, high-end clients, group clients, event tickets.
Beautiful.
And the thing I guess I'm most proud of is like people just loving the book and saying thank you.
I wanted to do more than a shout out, an expression of gratitude to Rob and his team for the effort they did, the expertise they did, and the true to form fulfillment of the promise that they had made to make our book a bestseller. It came out a week. There was some very formidable competition, a Walter Isaacson book, a book about Elon Musk. A lot of other books came out that were very, very, very popular, and yet he was able to make our book, Business Wealth Without Risk, the #5 Wall Street Journal bestseller of that week. And he delivered on his promise, and we're grateful and thank you.
In the first 60 days, I had 5 personal contacts read the book and then reach out and become clients. So I've earned $30,000 just from that. I've booked 12 speaking engagements for the next few months based on my book and giving out copies of my book. The first event, I engaged 5 clients right away at a rate of $30,000 total. And then I have partnered up with 12 financial planners, realtors, other types of investors, and other types of lawyers to give out books to their clients as closing gifts. So we're starting those campaigns now. I've been interviewed on 2 podcasts, and I am starting kind of the PR media process with Rob and his team. So I'm just so excited.
Before this book, I have the kind of energy and just presence that I can get on a webinar with a big group of people, and in about 45 minutes, I can convince people to pay $100 or $200. And I can convince a lot of those people, but it took a lot of time and work and marketing and strategizing to get all those people on that webinar. Whereas now the book is on autopilot going to people all over the country. I have an audiobook version going to people all over the world. And now, instead of 45 minutes to get somebody to pay $100 or $200, I do a couple Zoom consultations to get someone to pay $800 a month ongoing. More of a $4,000 or $5,000. So it's like the book is almost like the same influence the webinar has times 10.
The goal of the book was to help inspire women to take action on their goals and to help them lose weight and really debunk the myths that are in weight loss, right? And to help them learn about a new program and a new opportunity for women to lose weight and love themselves again. And it's crazy what happened on the book launch.
So we hooked up with Rob and Bestseller Publishing, and we got on Amazon. They helped us get on Amazon and helped us get on Barnes & Noble and Books A Million and get everything set up and eliminate the headache. And we hit #1 on Amazon in 5 different categories. I think nutrition, weight loss, women's health, and like 2 others, I forgot what they were. And then #1 of all books on Barnes & Noble.
Of all books.
I am thrilled, okay, every step along the way. From the first minute you gave me your first word of feedback on what I'd written, to every ounce of the contribution you had. You're the one that had me write the afterword and put that in. That was just perfect. Every step along the way, there hasn't been anything, not one bit of input that hasn't been a contribution, and also done efficiently and effectively. Like all the editing just like happened, right? And the cover design kept happening. So I have nothing but the most highest praise and nothing but totally satisfied with everything that you've done.
The investment was more than I've spent on anything in my life, but that the return I got on my investment was at every step of the way commensurate to what I paid. And that the way I was treated, not just as a human being, but as a professional, was just second to none. So I think the biggest thing that we get if we're not going through a ghostwriting process or like a more of a hands-on from your team, the support that we get as professional authors who are trying to convey our expertise is that sense of support. Then that was consistent.
I was a little surprised and shocked because it went a lot more smoothly and easy. Dare I say, I don't want to say easy, but it was a lot easier, the process. And just, the whole process was pretty good. The editing is a little weird. Going through that part of it is tough to have to explain certain things. But overall, it was fabulous. I loved it. Everyone's asking me, when am I going to do my next book? And I'm like, hold on, can we just deal with this one first, please? But, at least now I know I can do it. And if I wanted to do it, I would certainly do it again for you guys.